Hey, welcome to a very Halloween-y DIY here on SoCraftastic. Please come stay a while. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make some creepy soap, a finger, a slimy monster, and some bug/clear toy soap, whatever you want to call it. Halloween is going to be here before we know it. I cannot believe that it's already basically the middle of October. So I have teamed up with a few other awesome YouTube channels to bring you more fall and Halloween ideas. There's Allie from Pastella28, Alyssa from Alyssa Ruby, Rachel from Simply Duck Designs, and Hannah from the Corner of Craft. They're all awesome, amazing girls, so if you don't know of their channels, please go check them out and subscribe, and also I will list all their videos in the description box below. The links will be there. Please also, if you're not a subscriber to SoCraftastic, this channel, then please click the red button in the corner or below this video to become one of the almost 2 million subscribers here. Let us grow our family to over 2 million and beyond. Also, if you decide at any point during this video that you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Now, let's get into the tutorial.
First, I'm using a white glycerin soap, cutting that into very small chunks with a sharp knife, and I'm placing those into a microwave safe container. I like to use a glass measuring cup because it has a spout and it's a lot easier to pour into the molds that way. To melt the soap, I microwaved for about 20 seconds at a time and stirred in between until it was completely melted and liquidy like this. So once it is liquidy, you can add soap colorant, and you could also add some soap fragrance, but I chose to just leave this unscented because monsters, I guess, wouldn't smell fruity or like vanilla, so we're just leaving it unscented. What I'm doing here is I have a piece of wax paper down on my surface, and I'm just going to pour a layer of soap, and it's just going to look like a puddle like this. Give it a few seconds to sit in between and keep pouring more layers on top, and they don't have to be perfect whatsoever because this is a slime glob monster, and he or she is going to look very messy and like he's squirming around, and you may have to re-microwave your soap a little bit if there's no liquid left after a while, which is fine. But a good thing that I find to add more dimension is to get the gloppy parts out like this when it's almost hardened, and then pour some freshly melted soap on top, and it gives it a little bit of height. Once you're happy with the shape of your monster, then go ahead and get some googly eyes, or I used candy eyeballs, which I think are made by Wilton in the baking section at Michael's I got them from. Using candy eyeballs is a better option than the plastic googly eyes in my opinion, because the sugar eyeballs will dissolve in the water and they will not clog your drain like a plastic eyeball potentially could. And the sugar will not harm your skin. It's not necessarily good to keep washing your hands in sugar all the time, but that's a very little amount. So just go ahead and add eyeballs to your monster and you are finished. I also made a green one. That was actually my first one. Once these guys are completely hardened, you can carefully remove them from the wax paper. Just be super careful because a couple parts of the tentacles could break off, and a couple of mine did. But it's okay. They're kind of creepy if you look at them long enough. Then they kind of are like aliens or tentacle monsters. I'm just looking at the screen and they're really cute, even though they're supposed to be scary. Shh. For the second soap design, I'm using some clear glycerin soap along with really cool Halloween toys that I got from Target. So I have these plastic spiders and these sticky skeletons. To make the skeleton look a little bit more creepy because they're kind of colorful and not that creepy, I'm cutting off the head. So here it is getting attacked by spiders. Oh my gosh. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking a mold, and I already heated the soap and melted it and everything. I'm pouring this into these circular ones, and once it sits and gets tacky for a couple minutes, go ahead and place the toys in like so. You want to face them down so they'll be right side up when you pop out the soap. So I placed 3 spiders in mine. You can do whatever you want, and then you're going to spray that with rubbing alcohol and this will get rid of the bubbles and also help the next layer adhere better. So then I poured on more clear soap and just covered up all the toys and quickly sprayed more rubbing alcohol to get rid of all the rest of the bubbles. And here I'm just doing the same thing again. I put the skeleton in, I faced his head down, and then I just kind of placed it so it kind of looks like he's holding his head. I sprayed rubbing alcohol in between the layers, poured in more clear soap, and sprayed rubbing alcohol at the end to pop the bubbles. Bam, done. I will say though, these clear plastic molds are really annoying, so you're going to have to run them under hot water for a few minutes and maybe take a toothpick along the edges of the soap to loosen it, and then it will pop right out. But before that, it seems like they're never going to come out. So that's why I like the flexible molds better, but I don't have a ton of those. And then here we go. They are awesome. You can clean them up with a paper towel if you want, and they are just very creepy soaps. Keep in mind, if younger children are washing their hands with these, to supervise them, because the spiders definitely could kind of scratch you. They won't hurt you, but they won't feel good, and also they could go down the drain. So definitely keep an eye on people who are using these. They're more of a novelty type item, but they are definitely usable. The third and final design uses amazing mold putty, and if any of you are familiar with my channel, you know that I've used this quite a few times and in various soap tutorials over the past year. So all I'm doing is just mixing this according to the instructions on the package. And just kidding, I did not mix this. I did make one beforehand off camera, but I am not the greatest at doing things quickly, like mixing things quickly. Basically, I just got my fiance Craig to help me with this, so that's why you're seeing manly hands in the footage right now. So he mixed this in a minute. You want to do it super, super quick because it could start to harden in as little as 3 minutes. So I timed him, and he also did a superb job squishing it flat against his finger and putting a lot of pressure on, because you will see here, well, you'll see soon that my mold had like zero detail, and his had like all the little grooves and lines in his finger. So definitely get someone who is very strong. Don't be afraid to push down, but you want all the sides to be even and not have like really thin spaces or thin areas, if that makes sense. Once it's completely hardened, you can remove it from your finger, and I swear he's not flipping you guys off, but his middle finger is the biggest finger, so I wanted to use that one. But yeah, this part definitely reminds me of a certain DIY channel that's pretty awesome though. After that, I put the mold into a plastic cup, and then I'm going to just prepare the soap by putting different flesh tones in there. I'm trying to match it to my flesh tone, but I put a little bit too much coloring in, so it's a little bit more orangey than it should be. But basically, once the soap hardens, and I let mine sit in there for a couple hours just to make sure, it should pop out fairly easily. You just want to kind of pry the rubber parts of the mold away from the soap at the top, and then you just kind of push from the bottom and it should slide right out. Here we go, a creepy finger, and it's compared to my witch-like finger here with my long nail, and zero finger detail though. So I definitely would say that I did not win at this mold, but here we go, an orange finger. It looks less orange in person, trust me, but it still could have been a little bit toned down. If you want to make the finger look even more creepy, I added some white soap to the clear soap, and then I added a bunch of red colorant into it. You want to slip and score, which basically is just put tiny lines cross-hatched intersecting on the end of the soap here, and then that will help another layer of soap adhere better so it doesn't pull apart. You want to spray rubbing alcohol for sure before you add the melted soap here. And then it looks like a bloody finger that just got ripped off of someone. So creepy, but totally fitting for Halloween. If you're not yet subscribed, but you like what you see, please help us reach 2 million subscribers here on SoCraftastic simply by clicking the subscribe button. Also, in the comment section below, let me know which soap from this video was your favorite. And if you want to see more soap designs, I have quite a few, so you can check out the SoCraftastic playlist below, and you can see these different types of soaps like donuts, caramel apples, and rainbow popsicles.
So if you're still here, you're really special and you get to see my cat ear phone case. I actually made the glittery part inside, but then I got this afterwards from Amazon. It came in a little bit late. Cat ears with the iridescent glitter. I'm a little bitter about the hollow versus iridescent debate. I know it's iridescent, okay? It's close. It is close. End of story. Anyway, if you have not yet seen my vlog channel and you're interested in seeing my last week adventures from last weekend, redundancy, Department of Redundancy, Sarah. That vlog will be up in a couple days on my Live Love Sarah Lynn channel, and it will be here. So I'll link that down below. Also, don't forget, again, to go check out my friends' videos and channels. Subscribe to them, watch their videos, give them thumbs up, and do all the same for me, please. And if you want to follow me on all the social medias, those links are in the description box as well, to Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'm planning to put an extra DIY up for this coming weekend. So I hope to see you there, and again next Friday. Bye.
Just gotta go over the knuckle.
There we go.
It's a soap finger.